Hey everybody, welcome back to some more Wargamer Dragon, and today we're gonna build and play a Red Dragon's motorized deck. I really haven't played that in quite a while, and many years ago, and I'm not even exaggerating, back in like early-ish 2015, mid-2015, something like that. This was even considered to be a very strong deck for 1 versus 1. I wasn't particularly great at the game. I was solid, but I wasn't very good at the game back then, so I can't really tell you. But my theory is that the deck wasn't actually that great. It's just that people hadn't figured out the actual strong stuff quite yet. Plus, of course, um, with the regular patches and all that still back then, stuff changed from patch to patch. So that is, of course, not a thing, right? When you haven't had a patch in many years, it's much easier to say like, oh, of course, this is good and this is bad. But enough about that. Red Dragon's motorized. I think I'm gonna put my infantry CV in a PTR 60p. MI8 is okay and all, but it's not the fastest, not the like a single MI8 is again not useless, but probably isn't doing that much. And I'm increasingly liking getting my infantry CVs in ground transports. Because sure, especially on bigger maps, it does take longer. But if I want to start with one, I save a couple of bucks. But also if you want to put it into a zone that you're still fighting over, it is much less obvious where you're putting your CV. If your opponent spots a Lynx H7, MI17, or something like that on the regular veterancy, like land or unload, relatively close to the zone, and then sees, oh, suddenly the zone got capped or decapped, right? Obviously, if they can count 1 and 1 together, which admittedly many apparently can't, they will. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. They will realize that it's an infantry CV. And of course, if they see it even earlier, they might be able to shoot it down or something like that, right? And a nice thing, one of the few nice things about Red Dragons is their availability bonus. You get 4 of those per card. And since they don't get any APC CVs, I think the other one is gonna be our boat jeep. The only I think it's the only amphibious jeep CV. There is the Stolly or the amphibiable that is used by UK, ANZAC, and Sweden, but I don't think there's a CV variety of that. And of course, there's APCs that of course can swim, like LAVs, Fox, what have you. Right, gonna take a fob for now. I don't. Maybe we'll remove it. We'll see. Infantry is always interesting. I'm never like 100% certain how to build this. I think Yaks are kind of necessary because it's the only actual good AT, and on elite, that 50% is actually kind of okay. Meteor ADA is solid, so that's a good combo. I think it's the only thing. Yeah, the only other squad you get in the ADAs are the Yakio days. I think that's what they're called. No, Geogok days. That's what I called, or how they're written. I don't fully know how it's pronounced. They are 15-man Marine squads with basically the same loadout, but shock and yeah, Marine variety. I think I want to actually take a card of this just for some WC spam. I also want to take Tankashasha. I might even downvote them there. That's actually quite a good card in this deck. Like, that's always a thing. Legion 90, maybe even both. Legion, of course, they're quite cheap but very strong against infantry. Legion 90 are also very strong, but they obviously don't have anything against Mikas. But given that I come on elite, I might honestly just try something like this. Just go full on elites. We want some of those, I think. Then maybe just a card of Pochung soon. Or some cheap spam. Let's try something like this. So Shanshi have an okay anti-tank weapon, and them being up with it makes it somewhat consistent. But maybe we're just gonna rely on Legion and hope we don't get a bad map. If I just keep them in 2 stacks and hope I don't go up against a deck that spams Merkavas or the like, they might be doing some good work. BM24 is very good artillery piece. 7 or 5? I think we're gonna go with 5. HQ61 is great. HQ7 is very good. Mortar, and then just a PG-8. We don't have manpads, so PGC-80 is gonna be our cheap. Could also go for this. It's a fun unit. It has a horrible rate of fire, but also really good. You know what? Let's go for it. You don't see it very often. It does have 7 armor. It's not horrible, right? For the price, its DPS really isn't good, but it does have the range and it does have the armor, right? So that's always something you have to keep in mind. But yeah, let's give it a shot. I think the PGC-80 is the better unit. It also has much more suppression, and it's probably also more effective against ground units. Let me just open the armory tool so I can give you some actual numbers. So the true rate of fire of the PGC-88 is 55 per minute, and on the PGC-80 it's 28 per minute. Practically speaking, the PGC-88 fires every second. Once every second, exactly. For 15 rounds, and then it has to... No, for its entire magazine, sorry, I misread that, right? It can just continuously fire one shot every second, meaning, assuming it hits every shot, it's gonna deal 60 HE per minute, which is... actually not that bad, if you think about it, right? It's actually not that bad. It does only have 48% accuracy, but it's actually not that bad. The problem, though, and that's one thing you always have to keep in mind, even if it looks good, when you compare it to other direct fire support, you also have to keep in mind that against infantry, your caliber size, or rather the splash radius of your weapon matters, so that even if you roll a miss or a barely miss, you still will do quite some damage. Which is why the PGC-80, even though there's a much lower rate of fire, has twice the radius of the HE damage. Which, of course, means more than twice the actual AoE area, because, R squared. Because it's a circle. It also has obviously much more suppression, but you see that on the unit card. I can just pin that for you here. And I know you can't see the armory tool, but it's honestly a pain to set it up on OBS. You know what? Because I use it so rarely, I'm gonna use the PGC-88. I know that's what I started out with. I still think the PGC-80 is a better unit, though, especially in this scenario. But every now and then people keep asking me about this. And maybe I will be positively surprised. Right. CDC 85-2A is an okay tank. 88A is honestly not too bad either. It's a much higher rate of fire. You know what? Let's be a bit different. Let's be Apple and pretend we're different, but we're actually not. We're always the same each year. And rely on the CDC 88A instead. The CTS is honestly just a nice little tank. Very strong gun. Bastion, which is okay. Like, given that it's on a tank, it's actually pretty good. Good speed. Autonomy is a bit meh, but yeah. Recon, I do start to enjoy more of these, like, more affordable exceptional optics recon. The Ren are nice, one in the C9, one in the WC. CDQ is, of course, very, very good. Veteran Stealth Conquerors, it's not that great because it has reload every 5 seconds and has like only 1 armor, so it dies instantly to anything with 10 AP or more. And then I think for 5 points, the upgrade is really, really worth it. They don't really have a purpose, in my opinion, because you don't really have any artillery to snipe with. Sniper teams are really good if you have stuff like AS-90s, M110s, attack camps, etc., etc. When your artillery consists of BM-24s or something similar, their purpose becomes... It's not that they're useless by any means, but when they're already hard to fit in, I don't think there's a reason to really use them. I think we can even upgrade this. Vehicles, PDC-89, kind of a must. This is a fun one, but let's use the WC-550 because you see it so rarely, and it's not really that bad, honestly. And this is just horrible. This is just, don't even think about it. PDC-59, you're gonna make it work. It's like 40 points for 18 AP at full range is actually quite strong. Hind. T190 is honestly just such a. It's it's just such a single purpose but expensive unit, and that purpose is just not always necessary. If that makes sense. Like if you look at the DAB, it costs 30 points less. Fills the same role, not significantly worse, but does more. And that all that for cheaper. It can spot reasonably well because it has medium optics. It has an autocannon that, or the double autocannon that is actually quite strong, and carries enough missiles to essentially do its purpose. Because very rarely do you need 8 missiles. The 6 HP can be nice, especially if you go up against Lynxes or Panthers, because you will one-shot them. Or in the very rare scenarios, you will just one-shot 8 HP helicopters if you crit them, of course. But it can't spot for itself, and it has no other utility. And if you buy 90 points at the start and your opponent has like no helicopter at the start, well, you, in the early stages of the game, wasted 90 points. It might come in handy later on throughout the match, of course. But usually, with a deck like this, you have like HQ7s or the like around, so I'd rather use just this for like an all-round purpose helicopter, the 125. And then, because we see it so rarely as well, let's use this one. It has some good AP and great range. Usually the HUD is honestly better, but the range can be nice, I guess. Maybe we actually will need the extra AP. Alright. Lanes. I want to use this because it's really good Helo Hunter as well. J7H, JH7. Seed or to seed or not to seed is always the question with Red Dragons, I feel. But let's seed this time around. And then B5, Q5D. B5 can be fun though. Let's use the B5. What do we replace, or do we want to replace anything here? Do we want some more anti-tank? Yeah. Let's use the Q5. We have B5 for bombing runs, and then I like to have the seed at the end. Alright, this shall be our deck. Honestly, I'd be kind of content with any map. Which doesn't mean that this deck is equally good or bad on any map, but on big maps, I really want to try out like WC 550s or the HJ8. On something like Helena very small place, I want to see how much I could do with just spamming Lijan. You get the point. So, honestly, I don't think there's any map where I'm really like, eh. So, I shall see you in a second once you find a ranked game. Alright. Oh, there we go. We live, we laugh, we what? Nuclear Winter should... It's generally just a good map for Moto. Also, we're playing against another red player. As we have the color blue playing red 4. I don't think this is a good deck to go for a feeder push, which I generally enjoy, but you want tanks for that. You want some good tanks that you can position in these forests. So I don't think I'm gonna go for that. I think we're gonna try to town grind Dimitri with our Lijan. That's probably the way to go. I want some tankies to drive down here. Honestly, let's get a WC 550 going. Let's see if we can make that work. Honestly, I push way too rarely, like down here with wheel stuff. So I have no idea if this even works, and it's quite an investment. But I just want to give it a shot. Let's get some of you and more of you. You lie? Oh no, that's just... Why do you lie? That's just... Why would you admit to that, man? I don't even know what blue Smurf is supposed to... Oh, blue Smurf is like the Smurfs are blue. That why? Oh. You want to drive the HQ7 down here? I'll be honest, I don't even know how much faster this is, but this might be better to get line of faster if you want to get line of sight on this area here, because then you're not as blocked off by this when you're driving here, but then you could also just take this road. I don't know, man. Alright, let's get like some 2 stacks of these bad boys. Let's get a Liren. Just omit the HQ7 and full on hope that a single MiG-29 is gonna be enough. But that is risky. It's quite risky for my Bisky. Put this for here. Like just get 2 of you. Or there. 40 points. That's not enough to get an MiG-29 early enough, I think. We can probably get away with this, right? Let's go. That's alright. Drop in there. We're gonna try to unload in there. Divine here. WC, you drive in there. Put that. You unload in here. Drive in there. 7, you drive in here. MiG-29, you got bought. Yeah, decent timing. Not perfect. Could probably be a tad earlier. Because I think if Tiger or something would already be. That's a Yak. I think it's airborne again. No, this is unspank. I think we have to go for the Yak here. But if the K doesn't hit, then it did hit. Did the KA just miss with all its missiles? Except for the one that went on our plane? Ah. I didn't get the kill there. No, that's just annoying. That is very annoying. Maybe we should just get an... Oh, let's get the Hind, let's get the Hind. Oh, you actually survived. So the Ka-52 missed 3 of its missiles against our C9. And then went on to kill our plane of all things. That's really bad for us. HQ7, come on. Thank you, Jesus. Unfortunately, these are panicked. But hopefully, them being elite is gonna be good enough for us. Oh, Spetsnaz. Let's get a BM-25. But you're already like pretty good in terms of veterancy. You're spotted by the Spetsnaz, but you can't fire back. What the hell? Oh yeah, they have suppressed SMGs. I always forget that. And let's get some WC spam. Honestly, that's good enough. Come on, get into the town, please. Thank you. Let's get some 80 gems in there. Get another one of you. There's some 80 gem guys in there as well. Decent opener. Just drive it back to the farm, but we're not gonna use it for a while. Some supplies. Oh, you're still alive actually. Attack move you. Get the okay, move you up a bit. The K-52 is still alive. That's okay. Ooh, our didn't die. Let's get another one. Get you in cover. You're spotted. More Spetsnaz. Okay, that's interesting. Our Hind, yeah, it survived actually, which is really good. K-29. Put the Hind over. Make sure you're like next to each other and not behind. Oh, hold on. Actually, run back. You're not gonna win against Spetsnaz. Yeah, there's quite some stuff here actually. CV. Alright, let's unload you in there. Fill this with some Bo Chung Su. Ammo box it, you'll have to see it. It's a K-29, K-52. I mean, and the K-29. I want another MiG. I want another MiG. But now we can attack with you, or try to. Let's get you repaired. Let's crash it. Right. Let's move this. Honestly, both of these down there. What happened there? WC died. But also we spotted something on the left there. It's probably the BRDM. The helicopters we need to get sorted out there. Get this killed before the governors can unload there. Only stand. Evac before we fly over the skirmishes and take, I don't know, bazillion damage. Bob spotted. Nice. We won't be able to win against the crew there. Oh, that fucker came back. But so did this fucker that I have. Nice, that's a kill. No, don't unload into the WC, that's not what I wanted. Hey, you're in there, very nice. Move these as well, move these in there. And get him WCs with the tankers in there. Oh, those are Spetsnaz, that's not good. Nice, not a good kill. More tank case. Ooh, BMTTs, that's an issue. Take a shot, try to retreat. In there. Circle this around. Oh, dude. Oh, can we get that T-72B there? That'd be sick. Oh, you have to be careful of the Jal. We've only one front armor. Ah, it's panicked. Let's give it a shot. I wanna kill that fucker. Oh, that would have been a side shot, I think, even. Ah, unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Of course, I missed that, by the way. And that as well. Okay, infantry civilian there, presumably. I want to buy a B5 for that. Let's shoot back and resupplied. He wants to kill my EV there. It's honestly, it's B5 him. Once we can, of course. Evac. Nice. You rolled its supply. No, that's the wrong plane. I thought it was here. This is where the ASF is, so everything would be one slot to the right. Oh my god, I'm so stupid actually. At least you have an ATGM plane at the ready, whatever, for what it's worth. That's that. There's that thing in there. It's a BMPT. Oh, I guess we can snipe that BMPT. Oh, that's a side shot on the BMPT. Would you look at that? J7H would be nice. Honestly, it's no. Let's be there's BTV coming in as well. Let's be B5 there to the back. It's honestly B5 to VDV. I think that's actually a better course of action. Oh yeah, we should just snipe that with our plane. And let's get an... You know, let's get one of these. Against helicopters, it's pretty good, because those rocket pods are gonna do check shit against 7 armor. Nice. Oh, that's a yak. Many gem boys in there. Alright, you have this. I'll get you back to the farm. Oh, well micro on those Spetsnaz crew. Or by them, of course, not by me. I did check shit. Oh, you're spotted. We can't have that. Oh, come on. Well, at least I hit that. That's another BMPT. Evac before it's too late with the Yak 141 coming out again. But we need to cap. That's for darn certain. Okay, there's the Yak. But we know there's only one left. So that's a supply truck. And that's GG. Honestly, that went really well. That went really, I mean, obviously it went really well, right? But no, shit went exactly according to plan. I had just enough stuff to hold on the right and defend. I had the fast units to respond in form of MI-25s, MiG-29s, etc., etc. Who is this? No idea who this is. It's a laptop. Didn't, oh, that, no, no, we played against that player a while. I recognized this laptop. Maybe that's the Blue Dragons player we lost to? I don't remember. WC 550 didn't get its points back, but you know, if there were AMAX Sense or Roy cuts instead of those Jalos, you know. And honestly, that T-72B, that should have been our kill. God damn it, I'm so mad about that. Like, with the exception of optics, recon helicopter spotting that early enough and being able to spot into the forest if it's just barely in there, right? It would still be able to spot it. It was just textbook. Of course, you know, it helped. It was a really good map for us, right? Let's not kid ourselves here, but yeah, we played really wide, so they couldn't just amass a ton of BMPTs or BTRTs or T-72s, against which our deck would really struggle. So sure, there was a BMPT here or there that was an issue, but you know, with like a JH7 or some sideshows from Tankashasha, we whittled it down eventually or just killed it. So a single one we could always deal with. And because we played so wide, our opponent's still trying to push on the right, they couldn't just amass a ball of force to just, you know, annihilate our forces, because this is not what Red Dragons or Red Dragons Moto especially is good at. You love to have games like this, where your deck exactly works out the way it should, the way you want it to. Yeah? Not much more to say, really. MiG-29, like, sure, it's really not the best versus planes, to put it relatively mildly. But god, can it be nice against helicopters, and still a threat to ASFs, right? Unless you're going up against like a Eurofighter, a PU, a Rafale or something, that will very consistently just kill you with its 2 medium-range missiles, its AIM-120s or the R-77s. This is still quite a threat to something like a Yak 141, KWS even, or other mid to mid-high tier ASFs, because they are far from guaranteed to kill you before they get into your SRAM range, and then you're just gonna double tap them with your close range missiles, right? And it's still very good against helicopters, because unlike basically any other, let's say, true ASF, right, that isn't like a Lazur or something, it is the only thing in that tier that can pretty reliably one-pass helicopters. And I have myself probably underrated this plane quite a bit in the past. It's, don't get me wrong, it's not amazing, right? You're really gonna struggle to kill like a bombers or something that you're reacting to Even if you're not reacting to it, even if you already have your MiG-29 circling, right? It has to get much closer than other ASFs. And, you know, it's gonna struggle as a result to actually get the killing blow on like a hawk that is trying to fly away from you. You lose more than 3,000 meters in terms of range, and you really feel that in these scenarios. It does only have 30% ACM. It's not quite as fast as other ASFs in that tier, but God, can it be satisfying. And of course, against Lynxes or something, if this doesn't hit, you know, this can still one-shot it. Either way, though, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye.